Hi, I'm back. I was thinking about how strong a bond it is with a mother and a child. And I've noticed sometimes good, bad, or indifferent, the parent, that bond is still very, very strong. And sometimes it makes me sad when I see babies or children and their parents are gone from their life. And you need to think how how that feels. And I always remember, my mother's has been gone now 30 years, but I was 30 something when she passed. So I remember once I was nine, I'm still nine, my brother was 11, my sister probably at the time was two. And we woke up and my mother wasn't there. And, she was a single parent and how much you depend on that feeling. And I just remember that at first it was like, well, where is she? And you didn't know where she was. And so my brother, it must have been summer because we didn't have to go to school. And we played and we did stuff. And in the back of my head, you keep thinking like, well, where is she? You didn't get, we didn't have a phone. My mother was one of those people that I don't need a phone. That's another story. But I guess that would have been like 1965. And that first night that she still didn't show up. We knew where there was some money. So my brother and I went down to the corner store where he went and he got us heroes. And that was like a treat. We had heroes and soda for dinner. And I guess when he also went to the corner, he called my mother's sisters to say that mom wasn't there. And so we ate our dinner and, you know, I guess again we woke up and she still wasn't there. And my aunts came and they took my little sister because, like I said, she was two. We were 9 and 11. And they took her, and that was when you start to worry a little bit. I was a kind of a little kid that liked to worry. It seemed like I worried about a lot of stuff. But that emptiness that you feel, that disconnect, like not knowing, um, and you want to protect and protect yourself because it's scary. So I know sometimes when I see children and the parents are gone, it hits me. It hurts my heart. And but my aunts they found my mother, and they brought her home. And her thought was she woke up and she wasn't feeling good, and it was in the middle of the night. So she thought like, oh, we were asleep. She could run to the emergency room, and they would and figure out like what's wrong, and she'd be back home. They kept her. And I said, we didn't have a phone. So I guess my aunts called the hospitals and they found her. So that ended up being a pretty good ending. Um, she was back in our life, but that bond is so strong um, that even now, with my mom being gone, I think of her. I remember when she passed away, and it took me a long time to want to drive into New York. Every time I would drive up and go over the Verrazano Bridge, I would cry. I would be like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. Um, and then, it gets, not that it gets better. It, it's not, the pain isn't as intense. So it loosens. And I've come to realize in my life that, death is a part of life. Like I say this now, people might not want to hear it, but when you give birth to a baby, it's a happy time, but you're giving birth to someone who's eventually not going to be here. So I've come to a place in my life where I can say, yes, it's a part of life. It may hurt some, but it's what we come here, I guess, to go through. And you have to learn to deal with it. And it's not like I'm hardened. I just feel like there's good things and what we consider bad things, and we should maybe not look at death as a bad thing. Um, you've gone through your seasons, your spring, summer, winter. It was winter, fall. I mean, spring, summer, fall, winters, and hopefully you have done things in your life that um, that you feel that it was worthy of you, not of others, but of yourself, and that you've been good to yourself and to others and done things for them. So that's it. That's all I had to say today. And if your mother is still alive, give her a hug and a kiss. They've gone through things themselves that they might not have told you about. Bye.